Hey, what's up, guys? Peace and blessings. Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk with your girl, Lady D. How are you guys doing? Hope you all are doing great. Yes, I decided to come on. I didn't put any notification or post anything on my community tab. I just had a question, guys. When it comes to these reality shows, I just want to know, why, and how we can get so caught up in a reality show as if, you know, these people, it's pretty much going to tell us their entire story, tell us, show us their entire life and how we get caught up in on all that. So that's really what I want to go ahead and talk about, because I've been watching a lot of stuff on social media, how some of these bloggers and these fans, how they have taken a lot of this stuff so personal, to the fact to have people that's on these type of shows to come and pretty much file charges on them. Now, that is really bad. That's very horrible. It's like they're not taking notes from what happened to Tasha K and Cardi B. That is real. Like I said, when it comes to this reality shows and these people that's on TV are entertainers, they're not playing anymore. They are fighting back. So we thought that, just what had happened to Tasha K, where now people is going to pull back, but they are not pulling back. They just, actually bullying and harassing these people where, it comes to the point, what is going on? Is it because people are getting paid and they need a story, so they got to keep the drama going? I don't know. Who are feeding these people? Is it producers, or is there publicists? But to me it have gotten a little out of hand, and that's really what I want to go ahead and talk about besides other things, because like I said many times on this platform, that we have so much stuff that we can talk about, real life issues, things that's going on besides the stuff that we see on TV, because half of the stuff that is on TV is just a reality show. These people are getting paid. But the thing about it is that we have made it so personal, where it's like we know these people, but we really don't know these people. And the thing about it is that these people are fighting back. I saw Miss Wanda, she's on Love and Marriage in Huntsville, how she's taking actions, how, she said that when it came to her talking about Mel and Martell's daughter, that she got it from off someone else platform, where it talked about the child, where Martell was on Dr. Heavenly, which Dr. Heavenly, she plays on Married to Medicine. And Martell had mentioned, about his daughter. He the one was questioning the paternity of his kid. And Miss Wanda, she went ahead and she took it and she ran with it. But, if you put it out there, you are free game, even though kids are off limits. But when you making your child as a brand, which I saw Melanie and Martell's children, I saw one of the oldest daughter, I guess she was in school. I really didn't see the video, where I was saying, why are they having these kids on social media, knowing that these people, especially grown people, because it's not really these young kids that's watching these reality shows, it's the older people that's watching these reality shows and being bullied towards these kids. So why are you putting your kids on social media knowing that they're going to find some type of fault? And that's when they said that Melanie, and I'm gonna say allegedly, but on that page that I was on, they say that she had made her kids as a brand. So if you're making your kids as a brand, quite obvious, people are going to go ahead and talk about it, whether it's good or bad. So I don't know if that's a good thing, because kids did not sign up for this. The parents the one had signed up for it. I believe that the kids should be kids, let them enjoy their life, let them make their own decisions. That's how I look at it. No way in the world that I would get my kids involved in stuff like this, especially when it's connected to a reality show. And we know that when it's connected to these reality shows, it's a lot of drama. People feel that, just because they are not actors and actresses, that these people are giving us their real life. So they feel that since it's their, is a part of their reality, that they can get so close to these people. But I feel that kids should not be in a mix of. That's just like when one episode I saw Melanie and Martell, they was out there having a picnic with the kids, and they talked about Martell, his affair, and the daughter, Melanie had took one of the daughters, or took all the kids, and they drove where Martell was when he was with his mistress Ariane Curry. And one of the daughters, she called her dad out. She said she saw her dad with another woman. Now, I don't believe, kids should be in the mix of family drama. I don't believe, they should even be a part of it. Kids, they should not, put the kids in the mix of it, because at the end, the only ones that's going to get hurt the most, and that's the kids. And that's why I say, when it comes to these reality shows, to me, it's just a distraction when it have like real life issues that's going on. And I know people don't want to hear stuff like this, but like I say, this right here, is real talk. So, but you know our people, I don't know if the reason why they so caught up in these reality shows, because maybe, especially when it comes to our people, because that fairy tale life that they present on these shows. And like I said on several of my videos, these people really not about that life. They not really like, as wealthy as you think they are, just because they live in large. Like I said, there's a lot of people won't fake it until they make it, and that's real talk. And the ones that's watching that, it's like a fairy tale where they feel like, you don't see too many black wealthy people that's on TV. So I guess that's how they get so engaged and so involved in these people' personal life. That's what I think, because we are the only ones that's so heavily invested in these type of reality shows. They have in a lot of reality shows, New Jersey, Orange County, and many white reality shows. And I never saw where the fans was so involved in these shows like it is when you know it's black reality shows. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen where they will go to the point of trying to stop, people businesses, and trying to, start these people. I never really saw them do things like that. But to me, when you have to uh get the authorities involved in it, and come out and apologize and explain yourself of something that really is not even taking place on these reality shows. Most of all the stuff that is happening, it's on social media. So I believe, this is how I feel. I believe that the producers and all of them need to just come together and have a meeting. If it's not on these reality shows, if it's not aired out on the shows, then whatever on social media, it should stay on social media. No way in the world that I believe that they should take what someone had said on social media and bring it on those shows. And if they can stop it like that, I think that the drama is going to go ahead and stop. But like I said, I don't know what's going on with these people. And most of the people, like I said, is doing the most is mainly grown people. It's not these young ones that's, drawing all that confusion. And to me, it makes me don't even want to even sit down to watch these shows, to enjoy the shows. If anything, I wanted to just stop, just do away with these reality shows, because we already know how it was originated, which I already had broke that down when it comes to reality shows. It started with OJ Simpson, when they had said that he allegedly had murdered his wife. That's how these reality shows has started. So if we know that it started on bad foundation, when the foundation was bad, nothing good really is going to come out of these reality shows because of way that it had started. And from OJ trial, it started with People Court. And from People Court, that's how all these different reality shows had took place through the foundation of OJ trial. And it really does not show anything that's going to lift us up, that's going to edify, because anytime when you bring your family on these reality shows, they dare to cut them down. And especially, they won't find anything too much about the women, they go after the men. So come on, guys, wake up, make it make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. So if you're going to go after the men on these reality shows, then the men should be able to get paid. Don't sit there and try to tear down the men and they're not even getting that one dime on it. Come on, guys, help me to make sense. Because right there, it doesn't make sense at all. Not to me. So that's just how I feel when it comes to these reality shows. To me, it's just a distraction. Hold on one second. I had dropped my phone. Let me go ahead and pick up my. But yeah, that's how I look at it. And the thing about it is, it's so much stuff that is going on, in real life, that we can go ahead and talk about. But the thing about it is that it's like we turn the other cheek, when it's something that's really going on out there. I saw where Dwayne Wade, where now his son, he was able to change his name to Z- whatever name, Zanya. And the mother, she had no say so about it. The Dwayne, and I'm gonna say allegedly, but Dwayne and the stepmom, they pretty much, according to how I read it, and this is my opinion, they are the ones that helped made that decision without the biological mom. Now, that's, to me, is worth talking about. But you see, people don't want to talk about that like that. They don't want to talk about real life issues like that, because I believe that, you know, let the child get at least, up in age. Let it be legal, 18 years old. That child cannot vote. That child cannot go and buy alcohol. So why would that child want to make a permanent decision to alter his life as a child? Why? Without both parents involved in it, they should pretty much shut the biological mom out of it. But yet, see, stuff like that, we don't talk about stuff like that. That's just to show you guys. And like I say, in here is real talk. I don't care if I have one or two people in here. I'm going to stand on my truth. I can't fake it. I can't compromise. I have to stand on my truth. I have to stand on my truth, because in here, like I said there and say, I'm here to speak truth, not to sit there and try to make up something just so I can sit there and get people to subscribe to my channel. I can't do it like that. I promise you I can't, because it's too much stuff that I believe that is going on out there that we can be focusing on. But see, we're not going to talk about stuff like that. If anything, we're going to talk about stuff that's not going to sit there and benefit us at all. So, like I said, when it comes to stuff like that, help me make it make sense. Too much stuff is going on out there. And the thing about it is that when we speak against it, people have so much to talk about, so much stuff to say about it. But, guys, that's not right. That's not fair at all. But like I said, I have to speak my truth. Like I said, this is, part of my ministry. This part of my calling, to go ahead and speak truth. And if I take the foolish things of this world to go ahead and inform the wise, and that's exactly, what I do. So, that's what it is. And it's no changing over here because, it's too much stuff that's going on out there. Look at how parts of California got snow blizzards, all this stuff that's going on out there where they're not even used to that type of weather. That really don't even happen. So all of a sudden, all the airports and, people, they're not even prepared, and they having a snow blizzard right there in California, the sunny part of California. Guys, this right here, like I said, this is a wake up. So much stuff is going on out there for us to be distracted of stuff, that really is not real, just false evidence appearing to be real. That's how I look at it. I mean, so much stuff is going on out there. I saw on Instagram where I saw a nurse, yes, a nurse sat there and took an infant baby, just only 2 days old, took the baby and slammed the baby while the baby was still in the hospital. The parents was recording the child being thrown by a nurse. Guys, like I say, it's so much stuff that we can go ahead and talk about. So much stuff that is going on in this world. I mean, these people have lost their mind, but yet we sitting in front of the TV looking at something that is not real. That's what I don't understand, guys. Help me to make it make sense because it doesn't make sense at all. I understand that some of this stuff, we do it just to deflect off of what's really going on in our personal life. But, when we get so heavily invested in this stuff where we just seeing everything just hell just all around us, and all we see is just this foolishness, then that's when we got to go ahead and check it out, examine ourselves, because there's so much stuff that is going on out there. But like I say, this is real. I just can't compromise. I have to go ahead and stand on my truth because it's just too much stuff, that is going on out there. So that's what I just, wanted to go ahead and talk about. And like I said, this is what I love. I love coming on, even though, you guys used to me doing my videos, but I like to come live. I like to go ahead and I like to interact. I haven't really set exact time when I come on, because I'm still trying to iron out the kinks because for some reason or another, I've been having problems, with my streaming. So, like I said, I'm just coming in trying to make sure that everything is set up right. Because, like I say, this is where I'm at, and like I say, I'm not going nowhere. I'm here to stay, as long as I feel like, I have something to go ahead and talk about. And I truly believe that I do because it's just so much stuff is going on out there to be distracted by all this foolish stuff that's going on, man. I mean, it's real. And there's a lot of stuff that I want to go ahead and talk about. Like I said, my I've been doing a lot of a lot of research, especially watching a lot of videos, of how our people, going back to Africa, getting land and building. I've been seeing a lot of stuff like that, and that's what I really want to talk about. That's what I'm really passionate about, to see how our people, is going back to the motherland and helping and building and enjoying life. And because like I say, back there, it's free. It's free. And then I'm not talking about free of, like trying to get out of stuff. I'm talking about their spirit is free because they're around people that look just like them. They don't have to worry about all this other extra stuff that is going on. And I believe that this is the time right now. This is the time where we can all sit there and come together in unity. But in order for us to do that, we have to renew that mind. We have to learn how to work together. And I mean, it's just so fascinating, guys. Whenever you get time, make sure you go ahead and check it out. Watch these videos, how Africa now is telling their own story. I mean, yes, they are now telling their own story instead of having foreigners, outside people coming in and telling their story, because when they tell it, all they're going to show is just the poverty side of things, seeing that these people are not happy. But what I have seen, even when they got just a little stuff, they are happy. They are happy with what they have. And the thing about it is that now that the spotlight is on them, and people is seeing the conditions, how some of them that's in the village, in these bushes, how they are living. People are helping, people are sending money and making sure that it get to the right people, and they even showing you the receipts that that money is going to whatever they are sponsoring. Guys, that's awesome. And just to see the smile on their face. And that's what I'm talking about. And this right here is not no reality. This is not a show. This is these people real reality. This is these people lives. Guys, like I said there and say, so much stuff that we can do, we could talk about, besides all this foolish stuff that we have been doing. And I want to go ahead and show it to you, but I just don't want to go through any problems with my internet, because I know once I start looking at all the stuff that's online, I know I'm going to go ahead and get into the matrix. If I don't get into the matrix, most likely I won't monetize it, which I don't like to monetize when I show other people content, because I learned from my lesson before, because you cannot use nobody else content. And the ones that's doing that, trust me, problems going to go ahead and happen for them. And it's not worth it, because even though YouTube did not ask me, but to delete all my videos. All they just asked me to go ahead and, blot it out, or you can put like the still pictures, and you still can, use, I guess, some of the voice or whatever. But like I said, if it's other people content they work for, that's theirs. So if I'm going to, talk about it, I'd rather just go ahead and talk about it than sit there and put their content up. But I like watching it. I like Uncle Mo. I showed you guys yesterday. Go ahead and watch my last video. I showed you where how people from all over the world, they are helping him build his house, because he have like a mud house. He has no water. He have to go to a river and get his water, where now people is sitting there helping him. They one of them, I forgot where it was, somebody from the UK went ahead and donated him some money so he can buy a water tank, where the rainwater will go into the tank, and he is able to take a shower, and whatever he needs to do in his house. That was a blessing. Now he needs some gutters because what happened, when the rain comes, and the water goes in the gutter or whatever, I don't know how it worked, but then it gonna go down into the tank, because we so used to having our water, stream or well, or however, because I have to pay, for to the city, and we know that's expensive, but they don't even have to pay. All they have to do is just wait for it to rain and let the water run into the tank. And they can take their showers, they can sit there and flush their toilet, they can sit there and cook or whatever. And that's what you call a simple life. Some of us may not be used to this, but it got people from all over the world, where they coming in and they trying to experience how it is, living out there in the village, because we only heard our parents, our grandparents, talk about how they used to live hard like that. And to them, it's not hard like that. It's the norm to have women out there, taking sticks and breaking dry sticks and making fires and cooking outdoors and sleeping on mats and all this other stuff. Now, I don't know if I can do all that, but like I said, we can do all things through Christ that strengthens us, because you never say, that's how I believe, you never say what you can't do until you caught up in that situation, and then you'll figure out, yes, I can do it. But it's a lot of stuff that we can go ahead and talk about instead of talking about all this foolish stuff with the reality shows. Because, like I say, if you ask me to do a review of these reality shows, trust me, I'm gonna call it like it is. And when it comes to these reality shows, I look at it as nothing but a distraction. That's all I look at it as, stereotyping. All it's doing is fighting with each other, women sitting there tearing each other down, talking about the husbands and all this other stuff. Trust me, you don't want all that stuff that's in your spirit. I know I don't, man, because like I sit there and say, too much stuff is going on in this world. Too much stuff. Just look around. I mean, hell is all around. So why would you want that to get all in your spirit? Help me to make it make sense, because to me, it doesn't make sense at all. And that's why I say, when it comes to these reality shows, it's nothing but false evidence appear to be real. Just a delusion, illusion. That's all it is. But it's so much stuff that we can go ahead and talk about, besides stuff like this, all that foolish stuff, because we already know all it is, just like I say over and over and over, it's just a distraction, to keep us from focusing on what's really going on out there. And it's so much stuff is going on, especially when we know that the enemy is after our babies. When you sitting there trying to alter our kids, letting them make decisions where their mind is still growing. Wait till the kids grow up, before we do stuff like this, because you never know. That child one day might change his mind, might say that and say, no, you made that decision for me. You were supposed to be my parent, and you should have been thinking better, and now I decide that I no longer wants to be gay. I wants to, be straight. I want to have a family. But you have made that decision for them. And to me, that is not fair. What you're doing is you cheating that child out of his life. And woe unto you. That is not right at all, guys. And anyone that's condoning stuff like that, that's not right. That's horrible to do that to your child. You know, I see, when them children make 18 years old, like I say, do whatever you want to do if that child make 18 years old, because now that decision is out of your hands. But if that child is still under your roof, trust me, let that child be a child. That's exactly how I look at it, guys. But yeah, I just came on just to talk. I'm gonna try to see if I can come on at least every day. Now tomorrow I'm not gonna be on because it's some that I have to go to. I'm going to a baby shower. But yeah, that's exactly what I want to go ahead and talk about. And like I said, some of these people, especially some of the people that's following me, they're not used to stuff like this, because they're used to drama. But like I say, it is what it is. If this is not the channel for you, then you have to go somewhere where somebody that's going to go ahead and tickle your ears. Because if I talk about these reality shows, trust me, it's not going to be the way that you wanted to talk about. I'm gonna call it out as I see it. That's how I'm gonna call it. Just like with the nature boy, with carbonation. I saw uh yesterday someone had asked a question, in general, didn't come and ask me, but they was talking in the comments on someone else page, saying, you know how all the girls are, did everybody leave, and just because I went ahead and I said what I said, somebody wanted to go ahead and call me out. But you don't know who you messing with when you call me out. Trust me. I only can speak for what I know. I'm not going to sit there and try to make up something just because I don't like a person. And just because you may have thought that I said what I said, and if I did say what I said back then, I can have a change of mind. I can have a change of mind because we all said there was one sinners. We all said there and need forgiving. We all can receive God's amazing grace. So why I have to keep my foot on my own people? What if somebody come around and just keep their foot on you or keep kicking you? Every time when you try to get up, they're pushing you back down. That is not right. That is not life. So what makes you think that I'm going to keep pressing my foot on somebody else just because you don't like the person? Come on, guys, make it make sense. That does not make sense at all. Not to me. Like I said, I'm not here to judge anyone. I'm not here to sit there and put no one in the hot seat. My job is to, just like I said, to speak life and not death. Win souls at any cost. Because I know that I didn't have it all together. I was once filthy rags, saved by God's amazing grace. He didn't give up on me. Nobody around me gave up. So if God called me into this ministry, why do I supposed to sit there and turn the cheek off of my own brother? But yet the real enemy, we sitting there telling them to hit the other cheek as well. We ain't gonna do those type of people nothing. That's just sad. But our own people, trust me, we will hand their heads on a silver platter to these people. Come on, guys, make it make sense. And that's what I'm talking about. It's the things that we do. We are so hard on one another. But soon in a minute, we see one of our brothers out there getting slaughtered. And we want to go out there and we want to march. We want to do this. We're going to do that. But yet we tearing up each other. We hate to see one another blessed. Don't you know when I'm blessed, you are blessed as well? Iron sharpen iron. But some of our people don't want to do that. When we see somebody clamming up, what we want to do, just shake them off. Come on, guys, help me to make it sense. And that's why I sit there and say, it's not about money. Yes, money plays a major part in it, but also you have to renew that mind. And that's what I want to go ahead and talk about. I want to do some classes on that. Renew your mind, because don't you know your mind is the devil's place of ground? When he know he got your mind, he know he got you. We have to change our mind, because as you can see right there, it's just all messed up. How can we be able to move forward when we still have that slave mind mentality, still trying to tear one another down? Come on, guys. It doesn't make sense at all. And soon, the minute you see your brother fall, what you do? You help keep him down. Make sure that he stay down. But I promise you, today is them, tomorrow it could be you. So if you see all this stuff that's going on, help your brother to get up. That's how I look at it. You know, that's exactly how I look at it. But like I said there and say, that's just the type of world that we live in. But it's so much stuff that's going on out there where we know that the enemy is out there working overtime on us. And now, just like I say all the time on just about all my videos, it's no longer them, it's us. Because we got the power, whether you like it or not, whether you realize it or not, we got the power. But we keep giving our energy elsewhere. Don't you know when we come together, we can be a fortified city? Don't you know when we come together, we can put Satan to his knees? Only if we come together, we can be a force to be reckoned with. Don't you know that? But how can we come together when we fighting each other, when we tearing each other down? We can't come together like this. But we have to learn to sit there and unite together, build together, because we all need each other. This, like I told you, it's not a black and white thing. At one time, I thought it was a black and white thing. No, it's all about wickedness in high places. It's about people trying to be superior over one another, people trying to be right, all about almighty dollars. That's what it's all about. where we could throw our own mother under the bus just because the love of money. Come on, guys. In order for us to sit there and do it, this thing, trust me, we got to let some certain things go. All that foolish stuff, it doesn't make no sense. It doesn't mean anything when you cannot have peace, when you constantly tearing down one another just for almighty dollars, just for power, just to fit in. You have to leave these people stuff where it's at. Definitely have to leave it. I hope I'm not freezing because I see right here on my my iPad, I see where I'm sitting there freezing. So I hope I'm not freezing. Look like I am. But I tried. I see that I got about 2 bars on here. So most likely, if watch this video and I see that I'm freezing, I'm gonna just go ahead and just do my videos. But every time I do videos, it look like I find some type of fault. I'm just editing a video, and before you know it, I don't have nothing. I find so many different faults with these lives. Trust me, uh I don't edit it at all. Very seldom I would edit it unless something that I know that needs to come out. Like yesterday, I went ahead and edited a video because I knew something that needed to come out of it. But like I say, it is what it is. I like what I do. Like I say, to me, this is therapy. Even if I got to sit there and talk all by myself, like I say, this is real talk. And anytime when you talk in real talk, trust me, you're not gonna get a whole flock of people. Because like I said, people got itchy ears. You tell them what you want, what they want to hear. Talk about drama, talk about mess. Trust me, you would have a whole bunch of people subscribing to this. But when you start talking on truth, trust me, you just gonna get just a very few people. But like I said, many are called, but few are chosen. We just have to, like I say, what you do, love what you do. That's how, I look at it. But in here, that's why I call it real talk, unapologetic and unbiased. But I just hope that I can go ahead and get my streaming good. And once I can get my streaming good, I will be okay with it. But because I have so much stuff that I really want to go ahead and talk about, stuff that is really what's going on out there, real talk, not none of this stuff that's on TV. And if I do go ahead and talk about TV, I try to take it to confirm the wise, and make sure that it's going to go inside of what's really going on out there, because as you see right there, it's just so much stuff that is going on out there, and we got to just keep our eyes, keep it focused, and like I say, I know drama sells, and I'm not going to sit there and say, I got it all together, like I like I said, they say it is what it is, but you have to know how to balance the two, drama and what's real. You just can't sit there and just focus on one thing, because if you just constantly focusing on drama, then it's going to consume you. That's exactly how I see it, and that's real talk. But yeah, I usually stay on at least about 60 minutes. And after that, I go ahead and cut, cut it down, stop it. But like I said, it is what it is. This is what I call real talk, and some people they gonna like it and some people they don't. But like I said, as long as I stand on my truth, that's all that matters. But yeah, that's exactly what I want to go ahead and talk about. Talk about real life issues, because like I say, it's time for us to put away these foolish games. As you can see, it's so much stuff that is going on out there in the real world. I mean, so much stuff that is happening with the food and the weather, which it really, don't even supposed to even phrase us, so not even supposed to come near us, especially when you are living right, because he said nothing shall come near your dwelling. He will protect you. He will put a shield uh and block all that from you, where no pestilence, nothing shall come near you, but like I said, we just have to constantly praying, constantly staying focused, because like I said, the enemy is out there seeking who he can devour, and he will trip up the very elect. Look at it, look at the world, look at everything, look at how everything is just playing out. And our people, our children, they are being distracted, going to these schools and all kinds of peer pressure and all types of stuff, and these kids coming in with all this stuff. It's just so much stuff is happening these days. And like I told you guys many times, it's not going to get better. If anything, it's going to get worse, because like I say, this right here, this is it. I believe that this is the last trumpet. This is the final blow right here. So you in it, you in or you out. You either hot or you cold, because like I said, it's gonna be time where, we gonna be looking, and before you know it, it's so much stuff that is going to happen. And that's why think that the most high God is preparing us for something that's about to go ahead and take place. And I'm not trying to make it like doom and gloom, but I'm just talking, I'm talking reality, talking real stuff, you know especially when it comes to the food. I see now a lot of young kids, starting waking up, where now they doing research when it comes to all that different food, all the chemicals that's in the food, where they talking about, starting their own gardens and eating fresh food. And I'm seeing young people, yes, young people, babies, talking about eating healthy, and stuff like that. So quite obvious, they must know something that we don't know, because like I said, this is an age of technology, an age of information, where now they are researching. They are not just taking people word. you know and this right here, and I talked about it all the time, this is a whole different generation. I believe right here, this is a Joshua generation, where these kids, they are woke. They not going to sit there and just sit down and just take people word. Enough is enough. They just going to sit there, and they going to move forward with or without you. And it's just so much stuff is going on out there, where it's pretty much scary, because now you don't know what to eat. You don't know, what's out there. You don't know what can happen to you. I mean, so much stuff is going on out there. I was getting my nails done yesterday, and I saw a little young guy, hair dark, 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 and his face was pale. And he came in the nail shop. My heart just started racing. We always looking at him like crazy. He came with the mail, but he didn't even have he didn't have no uniform on. He was with street clothes on. He had shorts and a raggedy t-shirt. We had to look outside to see if that was a mailman. And like I said, no one wants to live so paranoid, but it's so scary. So much stuff is going on. It's like, especially with some of these kids out there with the marijuana, it's like it got these kids like zombies, because they sitting there buying all this stuff. You don't know what these people are lacing all that stuff with. And I mean, got these kids acting up, where now they are rebellious, fighting their teachers, and coming home, arguing back with their parents. I mean, stone in school. I mean, so much stuff is going on out there. And like I said, this right here, is not to sit there and try to scare anybody, but it's to sit there and tell people, just look around, look at your surroundings, all this stuff that is going on out there. I mean, we got the government sitting there interfering in the schools, telling kids they can make decisions. And I'm gonna say allegedly without their parents. So much stuff is going on out there. And that's why I say, when it comes to all this other stuff, these reality shows, all that is just a distraction, a cheap trick appearing to be real. And like I said, guys, somebody got to tell it. Somebody got to tell it. Tell our people, wake up, shake them, because so much stuff is going on out there. We can't just be entertained and like we living in la la land where we have to just keep turning the cheek, and living in something that, we got to be wise. We have to be wise, guys, because so much stuff is going on out there. I mean, every time when you turn on the news, something happened. And just to see all this stuff that's going on in California, I know they should be praying. They should be on their knees. They should be, because like I said, that's not usual. That's not something that happens every season. This is something new. I don't think that they ever had a blizzard. Not that I know of. I'm gonna have to do some more research to see what's going on, but I don't think California ever had that before. That's why it called Sunny City, the Sunshine City, because they don't have stuff like this anymore. They don't have any stuff like that. But guys, like I said, is a lot of stuff that's going on, guys. A lot. And we cannot be distracted by the foolish stuff, and attacking these people. Got Miss Wanda coming out there saying she's not gonna apologize no more. Which like I said, I wouldn't apologize no more either. Because like I say, all this stuff is a reality show. I think we should just go back to regular TV. I see why you don't see celebrities, too many signing up stuff like that. They was trying to get Vivian Fox to sign up for the reality show. She didn't do it because what it does, it ruins your character. Because it takes you out of like, because this is not real. These people are actors and actresses, and to go into a reality show, it is just not going to work. So that's why they taking people out there, saying that they are about that life and putting them on TV, and before you know it, they making a fool out of each other. They tearing each other up. And all that stuff right there is just a distraction. That's all it is. Targeting our community, our people, just want to show that we are dysfunctional, which we already know we're not. It's just that we allowing all that stuff to get in our spirit. So if you playing it out on TV, quite obvious it's going to get in your mind. Hollywood, the media, all that stuff is to sit there and get into your mind to make you think that you all that they're putting out. And that's why you don't know who you are. You don't know that you kings or queens. You don't know that you more powerful than you are. You'll never know that. Long as you keep sitting there allowing all that stuff to go ahead and get in your spirit, you're going to think that you less than. You're going to think that you're at the bottom. You're going to think that you're the last and not the top. You're going to think that you're beneath and not ahead. You're going to think of all that because that's the way that they want to portray you. That's the way that they want to picture you as nothing, as nobody, as less than. And that's why we can come on and do all those crazy things, act a fool in front of them, buck dance, men dressing like women and acting a fool. We could do all those things because that's the way that Hollywood sees us. And if they can give us a few dollars, yes, they're going to give you a few dollars because what they're doing is they're going to pay you to get on TV so you can sit there and ruin all the ones that's watching that mess. And the thing about it is our people don't see it. Why would you sell your soul over a bowl of beans? And when they get through using you, what they going to do? They're going to toss you and bring in somebody else to do the same thing. Look, what's this little young guy named Kevin Hart? Look at Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's supposed to do comedy somewhere in Egypt just because he was saying that our people are the real Hebrewites, the real Egyptians, or whatever he was saying. They wanted to cancel him just because he was telling the truth. All you have to do is research and see all the people, the original people in Egypt. All that stuff was a part of Africa, but they wanted to go ahead and cancel him. because they don't want you to know the truth. And even if that's how he felt, you cannot cancel him just because of how he felt. But like I say, the DNA don't lie. The bloodline does not lie. Why would you want to cancel him just because he said that he wanted they are the originals? Something to the fact, but I'm just saying it doesn't make no sense. And the thing about it, guys, is like we just hear the news, and then after that, we'll sit there and be upset about it, and the next day we go about our own business. And that's why they continue to work overtime on us. That's why they continue pushing that lie. But I promise you, if you leave these people's stuff alone, then you're going to be able to see the move. Then you're going to be able to see results. But long as you keep dipping and dabbing, you're going to stay spiritually blind. You're going to always be blind. And that's exactly what they want to do. Continue to rock you to sleep with all that stuff that is out there. It's nothing but, like I said, false evidence appearing to be real. That's all it is. And if I could come on 60 minutes or however the Most High God allowed me to come on and sit there and tell our people to come out of her, I'm going to go ahead and do it. Leave these people's stuff alone. It's just a distraction. We should be farther than what we are today. Because like I say, look around, just about everything we built off the backs of our people. What the president of the United States said, the blacks always have his back. But trust me, once they get what they want, they ain't gonna do nothing but toss you to the side. But we can do it ourselves. I heard my brother sit there and say he don't even want to talk about Wall Street anymore until we renewed our mind. Because what's the purpose of trying to build back Wall Street just to go and tear it down? If they're not tearing it down, we tearing it down until we learn to live together and stop hating each other. Other countries, other people, they can live together. Why we can't live together? I was watching in Africa, a little small town. I can't think of what the name of the town is, but it's an all-white town where no blacks, no people of color can go into that town in Africa. These people came from other countries and made their land right there in Africa, and their own people that's in Africa cannot even go into their own on their own land. Come on, guys. It's so much stuff that we can be looking at, what's going on out there. But all that stuff, I blame the government. Just like I was trying to upload a video. I didn't upload it, but I might go ahead and upload it, where I was seeing in Nigeria how they have all these different churches, big mega churches. I'm not talking about little small little teepees, no straw little churches. I'm talking about big mega churches, the same looking just like the churches that's in the United States and other countries. I'm not talking about no shacks. I'm talking about the infrastructure. It's beautiful. The outside is beautiful. But Jesus talked about that. He even told his disciples, don't be impressed about all that stuff, because that's going to come down. But why would you want to have these big old mega churches in these poor poverty villages around people that's living on the floors, don't even have a roof over their head? And yet in those same mega churches, and I'm not even going to call it churches, I'm going to call them dorms, mega buildings or whatever, it can fit millions of people. But yet you cannot even sit there and help these people to build a roof, fresh water. Can't even sit there and help these people to come out of poverty. But yet you can go down there and build churches and put a big old huge white statue of the so-called Messiah. Come on, guys, make it make sense. Like I said, it's just to show you that we have a long ways to go, a very long ways to go. But when you can come in somebody else's house and run somebody else's house and tell them where they cannot go in their own house, then that's what I said. That's a problem. But I blame it on the government because nowhere in the world, a little small little group of people, a little small group of people can have that much power. Nowhere in the world. When we know that Africa has over 56 countries or 54, whatever. I know it's a lot. Ain't no way in the world that no one can claim state in your own house. That's to show you the guys that we have a very long, long ways to go. But the only way that we can be able to sit there, we got to come together in unity, stop fighting each other, stop trying to tear each other down. That ain't nothing but a slave mentality. They love it when we fighting with each other because they know when we come together, we'll be a force to be reckoned with. And they know that. And this is not about black and white, it's about power. When we come together, we can be a unity, a force to be reckoned with. But like I said, we can be our worst enemy because I don't even think that this generation, and I tell you guys over and over and over, I don't think that this generation is going to cross over. Not the older generation, maybe the younger generation, just like in the Bible. That's why I say when I look at the Bible, I look at the Bible, as prophecies to come. I don't look at it like pre-ancient stories. I look at it as Bible prophecies. And I think that it's only going to be the younger generation or the ones that's woke is the ones that's going to be able to cross over. That's how I feel because, like I said, no way in the world that we can keep going round and round and round the same circle over and over. That's why I say ain't nothing new under the sun. It makes me think that all the stuff that they had put in the Bible, it was only a prophecy. They predicted and we living it out. We are telling our story right now as I speak. And what we doing is going round and round. Supposed to have been a 14 or 11-day journey. And it's taken us over 400 years just to come out. And some of us might not even come out because some of us like it like this. We like sitting there watching these people work overtime on us. We like these people sitting there turning our children out. We love it. Oh, we don't want to hear nothing like this. When you start talking truth, trust me, people don't want to hear nothing like this. But the Most High God say, tell it to them anyway. At least one thing we know that the blood is off our hands. I was reading with a brother on Clubhouse in the book of Ezekiel. I think it was Ezekiel 18. And he's talked about the righteous. Once you taste a little bit of heaven, when you know the word and you continue, you backslide and die in your sin, you doom. But if you don't know the word and you change, then you gonna receive eternal life. But if you know the word and you going back and wilding in your mess like a dog wilding in his mess or a pig wilding in his mess, you're not coming out of it. You're gonna stay. And there's a lot of people right now, it's like a dog wilding back in his mess, eating his own vomit. Like I say, it's tight, but it's right. That's real talk. But somebody got to say enough is enough. Someone got to draw the line. If not, you hindering somebody else. You holding up other people's blessings. Where now we asking God, if they don't want it, Lord, just let them stay stuck. Let them stay at the bottom. And we continue marching. and moving forth. And that's real talk. So, guys, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. You all enjoy the rest of your day, and you all have a blessed day.